Hey everybody, Corey with Scale Modeling here. Hey, today back with the painted up Rubicon Vietnam USMC. I painted up, what was it, total of 7 of them, various poses. The ones that I liked anyway. And when I'm done, giving you a look see here, I'll talk about the paint, how I painted them, what the colors were, recipes, that kind of stuff. So anyway, the first one we have up here is one of the 3 African Americans I did. This is the first time I painted African American skin, and I was pretty happy with the way it turned out. Um, I was actually pretty happy with the way all the figures turned out. At the end of there'll be some still shots here of the figures, and then also um, I'm doing a little mini vignette thing with 2 or 3 figures on each one, and I'll also add those to the end. So anyway, yeah, I was happy with the way that turned out. You can see the face. I was very happy with the way that turned out. The camo helmets. Yeah. All right, next up, we have another M16 gunner. One of the Caucasian guys. These are really fun to paint. Good looking sculpts. Digital sculpts, I believe, is what Rubicon does, but neat stuff. Then one of the kneeling guys that I did. He's a neat looking figure. Good looking stuff. All right. And this one is one of the African American that I did. He's the blooper gun guy. Like the way he turned out. And the shotgunner with the Remington 870. Yeah, let's see here. Then we have the last African American guy. He's the M60 gunner. Gotta have an M60 gunner. But again, I like the way the faces turned out on those. And then last not least, this is one of my favorites here. He's on the horn yelling in some instructions there. Yeah. So let me talk just here real quick, a few minutes. I won't take up a lot of time doing this, but talk about the colors that I use. For the Caucasian skin, I used the Armament Painter Tan Flesh, and did a solid coat of that. And when that dried, then I applied some Rikland Flesh Shade. Made sure I got it into all the, the recesses and all that. When that dried, then I would go back to the Tan Flesh and do all but those recesses. For the highlights on the faces, then I would use the Tan Flesh and mixed it with the Vallejo Ice Yellow. And that would be my highlight. And I kept adding more ice yellow to the mixture for the brighter the highlight. For the African American skin, I used Grim Brown, Leather Brown, and then Tan or Light Earth. All from Light Earth. All from AK Interactive. And this recipe pretty much came from the big AK Interactive Encyclopedia of Painting Faces figure painting book, the one that costs like $100 plus. Yeah, that's where that recipe came from. But in the end, I was happy with the way they turned out, but they just weren't warm enough. So what I did was I did a light wash of light rust over the faces. I did several, well, not really a wash, I'd call it more glazes than anything else. And I kept going over and over and over. And that's pretty much, where that, you can see that warmth came from in the color. So that's how I did that. The uniform was Pacific Green from Ammo. Again, glazes. I used multiple glazes over the jungle fatigues. And then into the recesses of the folds and stuff, I use Ammo by MIG, Italian Camo Green. And then for the highlights on the uniform, I use the Pacific Green mixed with pastel green from Model Color, and that was my highlight color. And the flak vest, I used the flak vest, and the inset on the boots I used Ammo by MIG yellow green. Whoops. And for the boots, I use Tire Black from Mission Models. Let's see, and then the helmet covers, that's again, I use the pastel green from Model Color, Vallejo, and then I use olive camo. Let's see here. Anyways, Model Color olive green, and then the rusty color was just that Panzer Aces light rust. And then I used the leather brown from the AK Interactive because I already had it on a palette, and that's what I used to make the little twigs on the thing. And then I used dark olive for the rubber band thing that goes around the helmet. And then the weaponry was just was Army Painter Matte Black, and their gunmetal. And then I did an Army Painter dark shade over the top of it. So that's pretty much, you know, what the recipe for the uniforms and the faces and all that goes. So appreciate you watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Here's just a couple more shots of the guys after I got them mounted on the base. And we'll take another look at the other set of guys. Thought it turned out pretty cool.